Hey everybody, welcome back to the Kansas Steel Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob. Joining me as always is my co-host, Delivan.
Hey.
And the most irregular person on the podcast is Alex.
I'm either here or not. It's 50-50. You know, every time they tune in for an episode, they're like, I wonder if Alex is on this time.
Who's going to be on this one? He's not in the thumbnail, so probably not.
I'm sure that he eats plenty of bran. He screams a guy that eats plenty of bran.
That's good for you.
Yeah, okay, there's your answer.
Yep. It's kind of what I would have figured.
Anyone who's listening to the audio, we also do video on YouTube. Anyone who's listening to the video, we do audio basically just everywhere. This is a podcast where we go through offbeat news and current event topics and try and make the news cycle as funny and informative as possible. We're not going to be talking about anything that happened on, I don't know, particularly like November 3rd through the fucking 1000th.
Is 1,000 days in November now?
Yes.
Yeah. Feels like it.
Okay.
This entire year has felt like a decade, so.
True.
I know I am currently, there's a lot going on to this wardrobe. This is a very stained shirt. My hair is crazy. I don't care. Got the hat on.
I mean,
so we're having one of those episodes, but this is we're doing this differently. This is anybody's first time listening. Normally we all three bring topics, and when we're in person, we throw them in a fishbowl. When we're not, we just take turns. And we just tell each other about offbeat news topics that we've heard about. This is our 20th episode, and as we've promised, I think on 3 different occasions, we will be doing a Florida Man episode. That's this. Although it's a little bit different because these guys had a very busy week. One person had a wedding, and the other person's house decided to shut down.
Yeah.
Let you guys decide whose was whose.
Tell us in the comments below. We'll see if you're right.
Whose life went to hell and who just had to go to a party.
You know what? When you think about it, though, a house taking a shit and going to a wedding are kind of similar whenever it comes to just life shutting down. Both suck.
It's kind of true.
I mean,
Weddings are okay.
It depends on whose wedding.
I've never been to a wedding that I've enjoyed.
I got free beer. I was happy.
That's
okay.
I don't know. I've been to a wedding that I didn't mind, but I was like, really wish I was at home instead. But other than that one, yeah, I've never really been to a wedding, but I've enjoyed. So hopefully yours next year will go better. Any of the 3 that I'm in next year.
I highly doubt it. You're going to have a year full of misery, man. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, damn.
I'm barely looking forward to the one that I'm having.
Great sign.
So on this episode, we are talking about Florida Man, but I brought every topic. I carried the team on my back. These guys were like, we can't make it happen tonight. So we pushed it back. They couldn't make it happen. We pushed it back. We tried to make it happen, but somebody here whose name starts with an A, their internet was trash, so we couldn't do any work. So now we're back. That's why we're late. Probably should say that we're late today. But I got all of them, and I'm just going to tell these guys are going to be the first time they've heard it. You guys are going to hear it. I got 10 topics. We're going down the list. I found some of these on listicles, but I did go into each individual one and read every single article that I could find. But for the most part, a Florida Man story, it's all in the title. There's not much more to add. Honestly, it's like Florida Man. This is a real one. It's not on the list. Florida Man robs a Wendy's with an alligator. Whole story's right there. I read the article. There wasn't really much else to add.
You know,
that was a year ago.
What we should do for the next one is do kind of like Jeopardy, where we have a fake Florida Man title and a real Florida Man title, and we have to guess which one's real.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Remember that. Write that down in like the group fucking Discord, and we'll.
It's gonna be recorded. We'll have it.
Yeah, you keep doing that.
Let's see. So let's just go ahead and get started. We got January 2nd. A Florida man in Panama City crashes his car into a bar so that he could steal a Dr. Pepper.
Just a single Dr. Pepper.
One Dr. Pepper?
Okay.
That is where the police found him, sitting on a stoop, drinking the said Dr. Pepper. I think willfully got arrested. Now, here's where I think the man was on something, or he was just kind of done with life. So that's what caused this. He had a gun on him, so they charged him with armed burglary. I feel like that one's like, dude, just come on. The man just wanted Dr. Pepper. And also, there's the camera. Camera's out. And he's back. Hey, Delivan. But anyway, I think, listen, he did burglarize the place, and he did have a gun. But really, just charge him for the car running into the building. Leave the gun out.
And the Dr. Pepper. Don't forget to charge him
Honestly,
for that.
just let him have the Dr. Pepper. Really,
He needs it.
I mean, when you stop and think about it, I'm not. I'd do. What would you do for a soda of your choice? I'm not gonna a soda of your choice, and I'm not gonna say what soda because I feel like we all have a little something different here. Alex, I don't really know where you stand on sodas, but I know that Jacob and I both are Pepsi fans.
No, Pepsi's better.
Sprite.
Well, I know you're a Sprite fan first and foremost, but what shirt are you wearing right now? And what did you have also talked to me?
Forgot about that.
Damn.
I was to say we've had this conversation. I love Pepsi,
No,
and you also like Pepsi.
I always say that Pepsi or like Coke just tastes like syrup, and Pepsi tastes like a crisp summer day. So
Alex, are you the minority here?
No. I'm a Pepsi guy. I think.
All right.
True. I think Pepsi just doesn't have the bad aftertaste that Coke does. Because like whenever you finish a bottle of Coke, you're like, oh, you feel good when you're drinking it, but then you feel like shit afterwards. But then when you finish a Pepsi, you're like, oh, I can do some more stuff today. You know.
Now here's the thing: Coke Zero was like great for the longest time until Pepsi Max came out, and now Pepsi Max is taking that over. Like they
never had a Pepsi Max.
Dude, it is fantastic. It is Pepsi, but it does not.
But Max.
Yeah, that it's Max.
Because you remember when I lost a lot of weight, all I was drinking, I just ate bland food. And so the only thing I had in my life that had a little bit of flavor in it was a Coke Zero. Mm-hmm. I would go through those things by the fucking 12. I went through about 12 every 2-3 days. And I just burnt myself out on them. I never want another one ever again.
And Pepsi, if you're looking for some place that you can sponsor, hey, I drink your product constantly. I've got one sitting in the other room ready, waiting for me once we're done here.
I did buy the Mexican Cokes that they sell here. I don't know if they sell them all over the place in Illinois. Just to try it because everyone loves these things. And I've had them before, and I'm like, I don't really remember them being hot shit. So I went and bought one, and I'm like, still, it's just a glass bottle soda. There ain't nothing special about
They're better than normal Cokes, but then it's still just Coke, so...
I think if you did a blind taste test, I wouldn't be able to tell which one was which.
Yeah, it's because your taste buds fucking suck.
Here we go. Let's go into
this.
No,
we're not going into this.
We're going back to Florida Man. Okay, so Delivan started the question. What would you do for a Pepsi? If you're having a real shit day and all you want is a Pepsi, what the hell are you doing?
If I was just doing some yard work or anything, it's a hot day, and someone was just like, if you go and like punch that 6-year-old across the street, I'll give you an ice cold Sprite. I'd be like, all right, but real quick, just one punch.
Yeah, you're not going to say something you're going to do anyways. I mean, something you would do abnormally for a Pepsi, not something you do every day.
This guy is constantly running up and punching 6-year-olds right in the face.
I just yelled at kids on the street. So that's true. That did just happen. I didn't punch anybody, but they were walking in the street and we were driving and it's nighttime. Get on the sidewalk.
Such a fucking boomer. Ever since you bought a house, you've been a boomer.
I nicely said, hey, guys, get on the sidewalk. And this fat little, just like, like a fat little kid, just a fat little kid, so fat. And like his mom is just like trying its best to have this kid not be so fat. I was this kid, so I'm allowed to say this. So they just give him a buzz cut and they just go, something's got to make this kid look good because he's just a butterball. And that was this kid where, he's got some red Cardinals t-shirt on from like the 03 series. And then he's got like oversized basketball shorts. And he's just a butterball rolling his way down the street. And I'm yelling at his brother, hey, can you roll that thing on the sidewalk? And then the kid just said, what'd you say? And we're in a moving vehicle. So we just kept going. And so then I heard his fat little face go, yeah, that's what I thought. And I was with my roommate. I was like, Kaya, stop the car. And he was like, no, like you can't. I was like, I just want to talk to him.
I just want to talk to him.
I was like, I think that if you skirted this car to a halt and a grown man, stepped out of the car, the fat little butterball is going to try his best to go run away.
I see you stepping out of that car and that kid going, oh, I could take this fucker. Sure.
I saw too much of myself in this child. That is why I hate him so much.
Okay, so how many butterballs do you think you can take? Say you're in a drowned out Olympic-sized swimming pool. How many butterballs are you going to be able to take before they overtake you?
Oh, man. Well, the thing is they're going to overtake each other because they're all going to be tripping and rolling a bunch. They're all like a bunch of Augustus gloops in the damn pool bouncing off each other. I have such a problem with the kids in this neighborhood. It's hilarious.
Dude,
It's
with you on that.
Hilarious. Because you almost killed a group of them one day, come down the street in your truck, and they all just decided, let's take our bikes in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
So you had to slam on your brakes to stop from hitting like 4 kids in this damn neighborhood. One of them is the trashiest one. I've never seen him in a pair of shoes. And I don't even live in a trashy neighborhood. It's not great. We had a bunch of explosions last night. The cops were around.
It's always fun.
And so I'm like, what the hell is going on with these kids? He just keeps throwing shit at my car. I was parked at like a stoplight. He just chucks a basketball at my car, catches it, and runs away. And I'm like, you're in socks, and you just ran on what I know is a gravel road. I can catch you.
I don't know about that, man. I've seen you run. You ain't super fast.
Yeah.
No, I'm in a car.
Oh,
that's cheating.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's cheating. He threw a ball at my car.
You got to take your shoes off. You got to be on level playing field with this kid. If you're going to shit talk a kid, you got to get on the same level.
Hold on. No. You got to go back to the question, though, at hand. How many butterballs can you take? What do you get?
Is there a Sprite involved? If I win, do I get a Sprite?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I'll get you a Sprite. I'll get you a Sprite.
I'll get you whatever you want.
Oh, man. 35.
You think 35? 30? You can take 30. At some point, the weight itself is going to be the thing that beats you.
That's the thing that overcomes me.
And you think 35 is the weight? I mean, first of all, how big are these kids?
4th grade.
Not fucking age. So, I'm talking about size. How fat are they?
We're going to say like 90 to 100 pounds? Or are we talking like they're taller? I don't know.
Average weight of a 9-year-old.
Well, I know whenever I was 9, I think I was probably about 80 pounds.
So the average weight of a 9-year-old is 62 pounds.
Yeah, I was a pretty big fucking kid.
So let's go with your butterball ass. I got a bunch of your little rolling poly asses with like Pokemon cards and flame shirts on.
Let's not bring up a flame shirt. Can we not?
All right, we'll move past the flame shirt. I redact my statement anyway.
And we both know that the funnier one out of both of those pictures was the fucking one with the Pikachu.
No, because you have a normal face on in that picture, but with the flame shirt, you're just like...
The original I know I'm better than you face from Delivan.
Yes.
Little did we know he'd get worse as the years went on.
All right, so let's move on to a different Florida man story. Okay, 35. I said 35.
You believe 35 with 80 pounds?
Yeah, wholeheartedly. Because these are fat little kids. They have no... It's like their lung tissue's all dried up and shriveled. If they don't have sugar every 15 minutes, they shut down. All I need to do is give one a hearty push, and it's not coming back up.
They're not turtles.
Yeah, it's not like they're rolling on their back, going like, "I can't get it."
No, that's a turtle kid. If there's been one, that's a turtle kid.
Okay.
They're wore out. If we start at opposite,
so are you?
No, I'm not.
Oh, I think you're overestimating your abilities here.
This happens every time. I think I'm a champion, and you guys fucking hate me. This happens every time.
We're realist. You're an optimist.
No, that is not true.
You're a pessimist most of the time.
I'm as pessimist as it gets.
But when it comes to your athletic ability, you're an optimist for some reason.
Because I feel like you guys are underestimating my ability, and it kind of hurts. We will continue, though.
Well, Alex didn't answer what he would do for a soda.
What would you do for a soda?
You know, I'd probably do the same thing this guy did. Honestly, if I'm
having
kid, no. I mean, driving through the bar.
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah,
not this guy.
You know, when you just really want like a crisp glass of milk. You know, when you haven't had milk for like 3 weeks, and you just want a cold glass of milk.
I haven't had milk.
No.
I haven't had milk in 7 years, dog.
Ew. Why?
I've had a couple of chalky milks here and there, but
those don't count. That's not milk.
Okay, yeah. So like a cold glass of white milk. Like 2%?
Yep, 2%.
Had it before I went on my diet in 2015. It's been 5 years.
Wait, do you put ice cubes in your milk?
No.
Because that's a thing.
I know it's a thing.
That's a terrible fucking thing.
That's weird.
Just drink skim milk. If you're going to water down your milk, just drink skim milk.
I've been to my brother's house multiple times. The only things in that man's house is popsicles, Pop-Tarts, beer, and lactose milk. And that's all he has in his fridge.
That's all you need most days.
That's it. All right, next story. April 15th, Florida lawyers are being reprimanded for not dressing appropriately for their Zoom court meetings. So a judge, Judge Dennis Bailey, wrote, because multiple attorneys are coming up like underwhelming clothes-wise, One attorney showed up to a Zoom court meeting without a shirt on.
So do you mean like not like a suit shirt or not like a shirt at all?
No shirt at all.
Respect.
Do you think you could get a mistrial if you get found guilty? You could be like, clearly my lawyer is out of his gourd because he didn't have a shirt on in court.
Yeah, but if you're the guy that hired him.
No, yeah, I don't think you.
Not if it's a state-appointed attorney. You don't get to choose that.
I highly doubt that because I don't think that would be enough clarification to a judge to be able to say this guy clearly was misrepresenting you in your trial. Just because the guy didn't have a shirt on, I don't feel like that's the dictation of, oh, this guy is completely out of his mind. He can't.
I'd be upset if I was the defendant.
What if he also had a nipple piercing though? Would then he be out of his mind?
That's the push.
Yeah, that's where it's like you've made bad decisions, and I'm not gonna. No. But
yeah, that's it.
I thought that you were just talking about like a general, like what if the dude just came back from the beach and he like threw on his like Hawaiian shirt but just didn't have it buttoned, and so there just wasn't like an undershirt on. He was just like, man, I just came from shredding a sick wave. Let's get this over with, eh? Like right now it's prime time.
Would the Hawaiian shirt almost be worse? Because at that point,
it's almost
you're just rubbing it in that you're not sure. Because like if you're shirtless, you're like, oh, I maybe got caught off guard. I didn't think this was going to be on video. But if you put the Hawaiian shirt on, you're going to be on video because you put the shirt on.
It definitely sends a different message, for sure. It's almost like if you're naked in public, it's like that's terrible. But if you're naked in public and you have shoes on, somehow you feel more naked. You feel more vulnerable with that one more piece of like clothing on.
He clearly tried a thing. Like he knew that he at least needed to have something on, but he didn't put the right things on, and that's the problem.
Yep. If you're streaking though, like, and you don't want to get like stuff on your feet, like you don't want to step on glass or anything, then it's kind of normal then.
Yeah, I guess I can get that.
Yeah. Let's see. March 18th, Florida man was arrested twice in 2 days for impersonating a police officer. I will let you two know he had a mission. He was doing it for a reason. Can you guess what that reason was?
I'm going to have to say something with drug charges.
Drug charges? Yeah. Alex Bell?
Pick up women?
Pick up women? He was trying to avoid paying a $2 bridge toll.
Jesus. It sounds like these people are trying their damnedest just to not have to pay anything, and I kind of respect that.
Yeah, but he had to pay for the officer outfit.
No, he probably just had that.
He had to make bail twice and pay like his booking fees and everything like that.
Okay.
Totally wouldn't worth that $2.
So I guess the actual thing here is that they're spending a lot of money to not have to spend hardly like a little bit of money.
Yeah,
they're spending 100 to save 2.
It's like jumping through extra hoops to make sure you don't have to jump through that one really small hoop. Yeah.
So
that seems about right.
I mean, I've done some stuff to try and get out of paying some bills, or not bills, but like something before. I don't think I've tried to impersonate a police officer. And what does he do? Like, does he? Because this is about as much information as was provided in the article. Does he? Is it all in the uniform? Is it there a badge? Do you think he had a uniform but couldn't get a badge, so he just got some like cheap business cards printed up that just say cop?
No. He got a plastic badge that said Woody from Toy Story on it,
or Officer Hugs.
Yeah.
So wait, can people get arrested on Halloween for dressing up as a cop then?
I think then they have to be there's a difference between dressing up and impersonating. He was actively telling someone he was a cop and trying to get through.
Oh, okay.
I think if you're just dressed
I didn't know if he was just driving down the road and was just like, yeah, I'm a cop or whatever, and then just tried to like swerve out and swerve back in or whatever, Yeah,
and they were just like, no, not going to fly. And plus, I wonder how he got caught both times. Well, like, was there a cop? Did they call in? Because if they called in, why would he think it would work on day 2? Do you think he was trying to do the double jeopardy thing where he's like, I already got arrested for impersonating a cop. I can't get arrested.
Get it again. Yeah.
Every Florida man is just, go ahead.
Do you also, in this instance, like, because obviously you have like Starsky and Hutch, you have like another famous cop duo that clearly I don't know, the Lethal Weapons. I really don't know any, but you don't have to actually dress up like a cop. You just have to get the badge. Do you think he was just doing that? That way he would save him on the cost? Or did it say specifically in the story that he went and bought a cop uniform?
I will look up another article because the first one I read did not really tell me jack. Let me try this.
Because if I'm him, if I can just dress up my normal clothes and just get a cop badge, that's what I'm doing.
Just to act like an undercover cop. You'd be a really shitty undercover cop.
Badge.
Just a badge? Yeah. Because that makes the most sense. And yeah, you still have to pay for that, but stop and think about it. If you stop and pay for that, that's not just a one-time use type of thing. That could get you out of multiple things if you don't get caught.
Well, yeah.
That's the long play when you think about it.
Yeah, but have you ever had an undercover cop just like flash you a badge and be like, "Yeah, I'm a cop"?
Like, have you ever tried bouncing anyone at your bar and they were like, "I'm a cop"?
Yeah, did that ever happen?
No, for the most part, they never really. The only thing they would normally say is, "Just let me in, you son of a bitch," and it's just like, "Well, I can't, and I don't care enough, so just leave." So normally, it doesn't ever get to a point of, "Well, I'm this or I'm that," or that. It doesn't really matter. The only time that an excuse worked was, "Oh, I know this person. Can you please let me in?" And then at that point, you go and check to see if that person actually knows who it is, and if they do, then you let them in.
I've got out of a ticket before because I knew someone who worked at a police department. Although I did not go, I know this guy. I got pulled over because I was going like too fast. I was listening to some pretty sweet music, and I got pulled over, and he was like, "Hey, bud, you're going a little fast." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, man. I'm sorry about that." And he was like, "License your registration." I gave it to him, and I was like, I'm sure I could be like, "Hey, I know this person, or I'm related to this guy." And I was like, I'll just take whatever comes at me. I broke the law. I'll pay the ticket. I'm not going to try and weasel out of it. He comes back to me, and he was like, "Hey, are you this guy's son?" "Yes, sir, I am." "Slow down." Gives me my license back. 2 seconds later, he's calling me. My dad calls me. I don't know why I was being so secretive. My dad calls me. He goes like, "Hey," he's laughing. "Hey, go a little fast there. Go a little fast." "Yes, Dad." Yeah. What are you driving fast for? What are you trying to get? Huh? Why are you in a hurry? It's just, I just wasn't paying attention. It was just driving fast. All right. Well, hey, slow down. Huh? Yeah, I told him, "Hey, you give him the ticket if you feel like you should give him the ticket." And I was like, "Well, thanks for fighting for me." But the cop was like, "So do you want me to give him a ticket or not?" My dad was like, "You do you." My dad wasn't like, I'd appreciate it if you didn't. No, he was just like, "Fine, he broke the law. Give him a ticket." And I was of the same. I felt the same way. I was like, I broke the law. I'll take the ticket.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember back whenever I first moved into the apartment and I ended up getting that ticket for going like 100 in a 70?
Yeah,
because I was trying to get
because
I was trying to get back to Springfield to pick you, and I think it was Brett up, right?
Yeah, it was Brett, because Molly's car broke down and Molly left us.
Yeah, and I told the cop the whole situation and everything, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna have to give you the ticket," but then he was like, "I am going to tell you though, the rest of the way, there's not going to be another cop on this road. You're good to go." And so I just ended up getting over to you. He was really cool about it. I did have to end up paying the ticket, but
we were at a Smash Burger at like 7:45. It was about like 7:20, and you were 40 minutes away, and the Smash Burger closed at 8. And we were like, "Hey, I've called 5 people to try and get a ride because our car broke down. Are you in town?" And you were like, "No, but I can come get you." And I was like, "Oh, great, thanks." You were not in town. You had 40 minutes to get somewhere 41 minutes away. Like, so you were flying, and the cop did not like that.
No, he did not. Well, and then at the same time, it was like in the middle of winter.
It was December.
Yeah, it was like in the middle of winter. It was freezing cold. So I was like, I'm not gonna make him fucking sit out in the middle of the cold by the time that I get there.
I asked my mom to come get me, and she was like, "Is there anyone else?" And I was like, "I guess. Damn, let me see." Shit.
Wait, you need a thing?
I don't think your favor is up. Oh.
I just put on my pajamas. Is there anyone else you could call? Let me see real quick. Thanks, Mom.
You used up your monthly favor already on that other thing.
She's gonna call me and be like, "I don't remember that." And be like, "You don't need to." I remember it.
Trust me, it's all right there.
March 4th. Honestly, the person to blame here is Molly for letting the car break down.
Yeah.
March 4th, St. Pete man donned a blonde wig to commit burglary on his neighbor. I'll put that in there. It didn't work despite all what he did. Turns out that's all he did. He put on a hat and a wig, didn't put on a mask. So when he went to break into his neighbor's house, he was like, "Doug?" Fucking ran off. The cops arrested him.
"Bill, what are you doing here?"
Nothing.
He just put on a wig and broke into his neighbor's house by cutting he had a chain link fence, I guess, and he cut the fence a little bit and slipped through. And his neighbor was there and was like, "Doug, what are you doing?"
Such a really shitty. Like, at least memorize the guy's patterns and stuff. Do it right if you're gonna rob somebody.
His car's in the driveway. Wait for him to leave. Like, if you already got the wig, I guess.
Well, it doesn't really sound like a whole lot of planning goes into a lot of thought processes down there whenever they're going through doing criminal shit. It just kind of seems like it's like, I just want to do this thing. Let's do this thing.
Very reactionary.
Yeah.
Florida man lives in the moment, and I wish
have
I could
an
do the
idea.
same.
Let's do the idea. That's how they work.
Yeah,
he's exactly like Jason from The Good Place.
Yeah, that's who Jason's based off of.
He is the perfect Florida man. Ideal. So yeah, no. I just can't believe you're going to go through trying to get a wig and a hat and not try and cover your face at all.
He may have already had the wig. See, the thing with all these stories is like he may have already had all this. Like he may have already had the police badge. He may have. He obviously already had the car when he ran into the place. Maybe he had Dr. Pepper at home. Was just like it's not the same, I need that fresh tap
from a fountain.
Yeah, and he already had the wig. So this is just crimes of opportunity. Florida man does what he wants when he wants because that's the only thing on his brain.
I got a couple of Florida womans coming up too.
Ooh, even better.
I have a couple of.
Now I'm thinking also with the guy with that car running into the side. This is right at the beginning of COVID, right? So if it was right at the beginning of COVID, maybe he just didn't want to risk it. Didn't want to like touch a door handle or anything like that.
It was in January. That wasn't.
Yeah, it was January. It was before COVID.
It was only in China.
He thought World War III was going to start, so he was like, "I'm going to go to prison. That way, I can't get drafted."
Well, Australia was on fire then too. So I mean.
So he didn't want to drink water. He was like, "Send the water to Australia. I'll have a Dr. Pepper."
Save the koalas.
This man's conscientious.
Yeah,
we're making fun of him.
Yeah, we're not thinking through the same thought process that he's thinking through.
Maybe
or
he
any
wasn't
of
even
these people
planning to do it, and then he was just driving by and was just like, "Yeah, I kind of want Dr. Pepper,"
and then just whipped it over there.
Full send.
Oh, I just remembered this. I feel bad because we're like 30 minutes in, 20 minutes in. Jamie wanted me to go back to telling everyone the bit of what I'm fidgeting with this week.
Oh, all right.
And this week it's a big Pokemon coin. It might not seem big to others, but this is considered a large coin. So I just keep spinning it. That's my fidget toy for the day.
I feel like that's the same thing that you say about your penis. So.
Oh no!
At least the kid. I thought he was going to say his mic wasn't recording or something, and I was going to be like,
no, the light's on.
With all the recording issues we've had this week, I was just like, what is it going to be?
It's been rough, everybody. We're trying to do this for you, but it's not wanting to happen.
We're pushing through for Florida man and woman.
August 2nd. Oh, by the way, these are not in order. We're about to get another January here soon. There's another June. I think you could have they accidentally lined up? No, they haven't lined up at all. These are not. I didn't want to put them in order. August 2nd, a boat flying a Trump flag approached a SpaceX's spaceship after the astronauts had landed. NASA promised to do a better job next time. So the reason that this is kind of a problem is because this is like millions of dollars worth of equipment, time, money, and planning, and these guys in Trump boats. And it's funny because he's just standing there like he just wanted to watch. He wasn't, from what I could tell, he wasn't causing a scene. He wasn't being a dick. He was just. I feel like they just put the Trump flag in there just because it was on his boat. But really, the story is man rolls up to a SpaceX launch site, and he's just on the boat looking. The problem is poisonous fumes hang around from the capsules as the professionals recover the team from the space shuttle. There's poisonous gas in the air, and he's just floating on through, going like, "Oh, this is neat, isn't it? Oh, man, look at all this. Space people. Crazy." And then there was another, I think, boat off to the side that was blaring music and interfering with the communication between the teams. And that was a problem. But it's like just hilarious that, well, what are you going to do? It's in the ocean. You can't put up a fence.
Well, no, the guy just rolls up and he's like, "Hey, you need to lift back the land? Yeah, I'll come over to you."
And tell him. Whoa, Alex, what's going on?
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, you had an autofocus. I didn't know your camera did that.
I didn't.
Well, let's not mess with it during the middle of the episode. Let's get back
in. You just went blurry, and for a second I had to check if I had my glasses on or not. So yeah, just people rolling up on space launches. I love the casualness of it. That's the whole thing. It's too casual. It's uncomfortable because you guys are just here now. We all have degrees. Most of these people are doctors.
You think they were thinking, those damn illegals found another way into our country? What the hell?
They are persistent.
They went around, they went over, and now they're trying to come from above.
What the hell's a wall going to do when they're just coming from the sky?
How can we fight this? I want them to show up and be like, if you guys need like a socket set, I got some jumper cables in the boat. Like, if you guys need something, I'm here. I got a Phillips and a flat.
Yeah, just comes in. Hey, you guys want a beer while you're waiting? I got plenty of beers.
I got Bush. I got Bush Light. I got Natty. Oh man. So yeah, just
what do you think they drink down there? Like consistently? Because I don't feel like it's a Bush Natty type of area.
Most popular alcohol.
Probably like Dos Equis.
I want to guess that it's like Dos Equis, Corona, or Modelo.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
What? No, that's not what I want. Oh, no, that's not what I want at all. Okay, the most popular beers by state. Here we go. Let's do Control F, Florida. Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Really? Pabst Blue Ribbon. Who would have thunk?
You know what it is in Illinois? It's a tie.
I'm going to say Coors and Busch.
Coors and Guinness.
Oh.
Guinness? Really?
Guinness.
Got some uppity people around here.
So,
all you damn uppity people.
Drinking a stout? What are you doing?
Massachusetts is good morning.
Drink a light beer like everybody else.
Drink a pansy beer like that.
Come on. If you ain't drinking Natty, then fuck you.
Me and my sure it would be Natty.
Me and my roommate just went to IHOP and we did an online order. And he forgot that he was signed in with his Google account. So it says his name is Hipster. So we showed up and we were like saying the names that it might be under. And they just came around the corner with a ticket and they were like, I have a Hipster. Is that you guys? And he's like, oh, it probably is. And I just imagine a hipster going to IHOP going like, yeah, do you guys have like artisanal pancakes? And do you have an IPA on draft? Like just super extra going to it. Just going to it.
Dude, IPAs are disgusting. I don't know how people drink those.
Yeah, not a fan.
Consistently.
Least sold beer when I was bartending.
Yeah, certain ones are fine, but for the most part, most of them, not a fan.
No one ordered that stuff for me.
It's too much.
It's gross. June 18th, man with a machete tattoo on his face, accused of a machete attack.
I think I saw this.
Yes, he. Well, there's not much to. That's one of those things where it's like the entire story's in the title. I went and read. He did. He did attack him with a machete. Yeah, I think he like pulled it out of his car or his house or something, and then came back to an altercation with a machete.
Yeah, wasn't it with his like girlfriend or something like that? Or
yeah,
I think girlfriend or something along the lines.
So someone's dating him with a machete tattoo on his face.
Machete face. That's what they call it.
There's someone out there for everyone. That's why I feel so confident for you, Alex.
I gotta make an appointment. Hold on.
Yeah, well, that's not the reason that he's dating
local tattoo parlors.
Is it? Would it be bad if I pulled up a picture of him? I mean, like we could do that.
You probably shouldn't. No.
Don't. I mean, it's public information. I'll just describe it.
Yeah,
it's right. It's about a half an inch, and it's right from like nose to cheek. It's real big.
Is it? So is it going this way or is it going this way?
No, across under his eye.
Okay.
Oh my god, that looks awful. It looks like a dark bag under his eye.
Yeah, it's big, and if he didn't tell you if it was a machete, you would not know what this thing was.
No, it looks more like one of those cutlasses that people in like the pirates used to use. You know,
it looks like a Klingon sword. If I may get a little bit nerdy with it, like it's just so big, and it lacks any detail.
You think he's compensating for something?
Absolutely.
I think he's compensating for a lot.
Yeah. We all are, so you know.
Oh man.
Alex, since you're looking up the idea that you might get a facial tattoo, what would you get on your face?
I
get a teardrop right here.
I love the idea of facial tattoos. I tell everyone if they were more socially acceptable, I would be covered head to toe in tattoos.
What would you get on your face?
Oh man, see that's something that I thought.
Help.
No. Let's see. I see. I don't know. I like the idea of having it. I don't think I would look good with it, but man, what would I get? I can't sit still. Can't sit and then still under the other one.
I kind of want to get Gucci Mane's classic ice cream cone tattoo on my face. That's the only one that I'm looking, and I'm like, that's the only one that looks actually kind of good.
Well, I don't think a face tattoo is one of those things that's supposed to look good.
I mean, it does on some people. Like 21 Savage's knife looks kind of cool.
No, it does not.
It does. You're wrong.
Because I saw a guy who had like a bunch of music notes on his cheek, and I was like, that didn't look terrible.
Post Malone's look disgusting. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
He's too far, man. He's far gone.
The barbed wire on his forehead. Ooh, no.
I can't think of any facial tattoo that I could put on my face. The only thing I kind of thought would be funny is maybe if I put like the stitching of a baseball going around this way and a stitching going around that way.
Oh, cringe.
You look like a skinhead.
Who's sipping that hard for fucking baseball, man?
Man, I am.
Looks like Lil Pimp. Damn. Pimp has some weird face tattoos.
Lil Pimp. Yeah, did you see that in the news, Delivan?
No.
Donald Trump brought Lil Pump on stage for one of his speeches before the election. Accidentally called him a little pimp.
That's technically Florida man too, because Lil Pump's from Florida.
That's true, Lil Pump.
That's topical.
You still brought. I told you guys you don't need to bring any stories, and he still brought a story. Local Florida rapper gets his name wrong on stage.
That was just so. Oh my god, 2020 is wild. The headlines I didn't think I'd see. President Trump calls rapper Lil Pump Lil Pimp as he invites him on stage. I'm thinking, what the fuck? And then it actually happened.
He said it with his whole chest too. And he was like someone here from like I don't know, like the rap. He's like, speaking of music, like a big rapper here, Little Pimp. Like he enunciated. He was like, I gotta get it right.
But if you looked in the crowd, nobody in that crowd listened to Little Pump. It's fine. Nobody does anyways. But I mean,
that is not the crowd for Donald Trump to be bringing him up.
Well, he's just trying to get in with, I guess, that community. But it's like even people who are from that community hate Little Pump. So it was not helping his case at all. They just paid him money, basically. Little Pump just got paid.
Alex, I got your face tattoo.
Okay.
You just get a face tattoo of a beard, but like it's a 5 o'clock shadow all the time.
Stubble?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think some people actually do that.
Yeah, you should do that.
Why?
Well, because
it looks okay.
No, it does. It does. But then you just
should have kept the hair long.
Be consistent all the way across.
But then I'm gonna have to actually shave and stuff, and I don't want to do that.
You don't shave now? Because that's just...
I mean, I shave my neck, but I just trim.
Okay.
You know?
I don't know. I was just trying to come up with an idea for you. I thought maybe that might be it. Maybe some Harry Potter glasses?
I don't really care much for Harry Potter. So
League of Legends, right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
League of Legends that goes across.
Now you're talking okay, yeah, I think I could do that.
I require healing.
But everybody's just gonna think it's a big L, like for loser. If I get the League of Legends L on my face, you know?
Oh my god.
It's self-sabotage.
January 7th, everybody. We're back to January. A Florida woman arrested for threatening to get McDonald's sauce by any means necessary.
Wait, what sauce? Right. Does it say what sauce?
No, it's like barbecue. Like she got nuggets. So the story's from January 7th. Technically, it's a 2019 story, but it took place on New Year's. Actually, no, it's a 2020 story. 4 hours into the new year, January 1st, 4 a.m. She threatened a place because they told her that the sauce cost an extra 25 cents. And she was like, no, you're going to give me the fucking extra sauce right now, or I will come in. I think she threatened to shoot him.
Well,
so she was like, I'll get it by any means necessary.
Do you think that the guy that threatened on the milkshake and her just ran away together?
You mean the doctor?
No. The guy that was in Kansas that threatened the McDonald's worker with the gun because of the milkshake. Yeah. They're in cahoots. They're like, the method works. You pull a gun on them, they'll do whatever you ask them to do.
Maybe get your sauce.
Maybe he's a transplanted Florida man.
Maybe
the Kansas guy.
Kansas man.
Mm-hmm. He grew up in Orlando, but he moved to Kansas for a job.
The redneck Florida man, Kansas man. What is the redneck Florida man? Florida man is pretty redneck. Would it be like Kentucky man, or am I just generalizing Kentucky here? Because it could really be Illinois man. Because where we grew up, there's a lot of Florida man stories.
There's a lot of real stupid shit going on. Yeah.
I feel like you don't it doesn't go the other way. You don't try and be like, oh, this is the Florida man of Illinois. You just say, no, like, he's the Florida man. They're migrating up. No matter what, if something weird happens, it's got to be a Florida man.
They're like the feral hogs. They just keep coming. We just can't stop them.
They're getting stronger. They're reproducing more, and they can't be stopped. They feed off of anything. These guys eat dirt. Dr. Pepper and chicken sauce. That's what these guys need for substance.
Did you hear about the story about the lady that was going to try to escape paying on the bill? And she climbed. The way that she was going to try to escape and dine and dash was that she climbed through the air vent system. But she got like halfway out before it collapsed, and she felt she was right there.
Man. They're not made for weight. Like, people just see that off TV. These things normally aren't like drilled into like use like actual hardware and drilled into studs and everything. They're just there to carry air, so they just need to hold their own weight.
Mm-hmm. I was just like, man, of all the ways to go about trying to dine and dash, that seems to be the most
juicy,
the dumbest way to do it.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a story out of China where a lady met this dude on a dating site, and she wanted to test how generous he was. So she invited 22 of her family members, all female, to come to their first date for him to pick up the bill and to see how he was with family, how he did with like keep him on his toes. And she wanted to see if that he was generous enough to pay for the bill. He snuck out halfway through and left all of them with the bill. Yeah, it was like $2,300 worth of food.
No shot. I'm not. No chance. No.
Oh yeah, you're out of there. And you unmatch your two. If it was on Tinder, you just go like, I don't want her tracking me down, man.
Leader number.
Hell no.
That's insane.
Lawyer up, hit the gym.
You don't pull that shit until at least
ever. You don't pull that ever.
The 8th date?
No, you don't pull that ever.
And also, there's definitely better ways to figure out generosity.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Just see how much he leaves as a tip.
Nah, because there could be some generous people that just don't tip well.
They probably don't tip over there. Probably not.
Yeah, they probably don't, because that's just basically just an American thing.
Yeah.
Their country's shit. But anyways.
Yeah, there you go. Let's end it there. No. April 9th. Here we go. Like I said, these are not in any chronological order. Florida woman arrested for placing porn-filled Easter eggs in people's mailboxes.
Why was she arrested for that? That's just a good thing.
It's federal. You can't touch people's mailboxes. She was putting stuff in people's mailboxes, and it was pornographic imagery. So she's this is what blows my mind, because I read through a lot of Florida people stories, and I'm like, what leads? A lot of this has a lot of setup. Like that first guy had to drive across town to a bar. He probably got out of his car, tried to get in, realized it was locked, and then got in his car and rammed into it. Like there was a long process to that. This chick had to print out, cut up, gather 400 Easter eggs, load each egg. This took days, and no part of this stopped her going, what am I doing? Like no part sanity never clicked in and was just like, oh my God, this is troublesome. She said she did it to educate people. What?
Yeah. Was she showing like different positions? Was it like the Kama Sutra, just an Easter egg form?
I don't know. I don't know what she used to print it off. I did leave one thing open though. How many people do you think she did this to?
50.
200.
400 people.
That makes sense. You said 400 Easter eggs, but you almost gave it away. But both
did I say 400 Easter eggs?
Yeah, both of us were too dumb to realize it.
I didn't say 400.
Yeah, you did say 400 Easter eggs.
Damn, I meant to not do that, but oh well, it still worked out.
I was to say,
yes, she filled 400 people's mailboxes with porn. Why?
Why? I honestly don't see an issue with it.
Honestly, unreal respect. That's all I'm gonna say. She's fighting the good fight for our people. Okay,
she's just trying to educate. Damn it.
I don't know what she's educating though. This took so much time to do, and nothing stopped her. Nothing in her told her this was abnormal.
Jacob, once again, we talked about this. What if it was one of those things that she just already had?
Why though? And why just put it in Easter eggs? Why would she share it around? What's happening?
She's just spreading the wealth, you know.
2 more. February 18th, woman with a bullet in her head given a Band-Aid and released from the hospital.
I mean, sometimes that's all you can do.
So she came in. Someone shot up a grocery store. Why? Like, what's happening there, man?
America.
What interaction went so wrong that they just were like, you know what? Fuck this grocery store. Load up. Let's go. Lock and loaded. She was a victim. She went to the hospital. They initially just thought she got grazed because they didn't actually look at her. So they just bandaged her up and sent her home. Oh, they also gave her antibiotics as if, I don't know why. Like, look into her. There's still a bullet in her head. She claimed that she still was having head pain, went back to the hospital, and turns out there was a bullet in her head.
Well, it's just a headache. Sleep it off. You'll be fine.
So I say there's a lawsuit there.
Oh yeah.
And in a couple months, it's going to be millionaire woman sues hospital for having a bullet in her head.
Oh, they're going to settle for a lot.
And honestly, it's good. This is a good sue. I'm very much against the sue culture in America. But damn, this chick went to go get help from a hospital. She got shot in the head and got antibiotics in her Band-Aid. Probably an off-brand Band-Aid. She probably got stickums or whatever. Like bandage stickums. And was like a slap on the ass and out the door. And there's still a bullet rattling around inside over there.
Did she have any permanent brain damage? Did it say?
No, if anything, it was just like like here, like stuck in between. Like it was, I think it was more of a fragment than the entire bullet, but stuck between like the skin and the skull. And so she was luckily no brain damage, just headaches though, because the body. I'm so upset about this stupid story. The body was basically just going like, "Hey, we have a foreign object. Warning, warning!" Like picture like the Inside Out crew just going like, "Something's wrong here." Quadrant 2 says that
there's metal there. Weird.
You know what? Send her back to the hospital.
Do you think that she's gonna call that shirtless lawyer to represent her during her lawsuit?
I want to see him run for like state's attorney.
I want to see him run for governor.
Hell, okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, yep. The next Supreme Court justice is shirtless Florida man. Oh man. So,
oh boy,
this woman's all right. Here's my last story. Here's the last thing I got. It's weird. So, April 28th, Florida woman arrested after assaulting a boyfriend with a candy cane during an argument. Now, let's get this out the way. The weirdest part is that it's in April and she had a candy cane. What happened there?
It's just peppermint.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
I feel like all that Florida is where they send all the out of season stuff. So all the chocolate hearts just get sent to Florida. They actually don't know what normal packaged food looks like because they just get all the seasonal shit.
Maybe.
So I read the police report because the article was just kind of shitty. I actually got the police report, and there was an argument about Christmas and its relation to a child and the child being dead. I don't know what was happening. I just know that there was a Christmas conversation and a dead kid.
Is it okay? You say you don't know what it is. Maybe it was about whose fault it was.
I feel like they were talking about Christmas, and the guy was just like, "Why do we care about Christmas? Kelly's dead. What are we getting presents for?" And like he was just probably being insensitive about it. And so it said that the police report said that she stabbed the victim with a pin, pushed him out into the street so hard that he broke a brick with his body, and then threw the candy cane at his arm. Now, that part seems like the headline should not say that she was arrested for throwing the candy cane at somebody.
Yeah, I would have thought she was like stabbing him with the candy cane. Like, you know what?
Yeah, like Shiv style, where you like lick it down and it's pointy as all hell. That's what I thought too. That's why I initially grabbed it. And then I was reading into it and I was like, oh, this is disappointing. And then I grabbed the police file and I was like, well, I'm back in. So there's a post Miranda section. So I guess after it was all said and done, the victim admitted that he stabbed the victim's arm. So he stabbed himself with the pin. And the reason that the brick was broken was because he threw it at her and broke it on the street. And then he just was like, fuck it, I'm done, and went back in and took a nap. She was still arrested, but they had to drop the stabbing and the brick. So she was arrested for throwing a candy cane at somebody.
See, now at first, whenever you said that, I was imagining, oh, it's not an actual like candy cane. It was like one of those big yard ornament,
ones. Yeah.
And then she was like beating the fuck out of them with it. But
and here's the thing, I thought that same thing. I cannot find any description of this candy cane, so I have to assume it's just a candy cane.
Candy cane,
and that's what she got arrested for.
Overrated, right?
Oh yeah. You get like the Starburst ones or like the Skittle candy canes. Something that's not just mint. Ooh, those things are fire. Those are fuego as hell.
Well, I know,
but just you hate candy cane. Yeah, mint is trash. You can thank my father for that because all he did was true wintergreen. What's the brand? I can't even remember it anymore.
Skull.
Just Grizzly
wintergreen, and he had a big old brass spittoon like he was a damn prospector from 1860, and he would just go. And he would just spit it into the spittoon, and then he'd spill it once a month on some carpet, and you'd be seeing this 40-year-old man cleaning up spit that he dropped on the carpet. And then he'd always go, your job as the child is to just get your parents' shit. That's the only feasible, it's the only logical reason to have kids, so you don't really have to do much. And so we always, Jacob, find the spittoon. And so me and my brother would have to go find the spittoon. It's a great game where you just follow your nose for the terrible nightmare that shows. And then you find a brass spittoon. And sometimes the man got so lazy, it's filled to the brim. All right. This thing is just it's unstable. And you got to walk it to him. And it's just makes me gag to this day. Remembering that damn spittoon.
Well,
it got to the point where it would smell so bad, we'd put covers over it to capture it, and then we'd wait for him to come home and be like, you have to clean out the spittoon, man. That's one of those things about childhood. That's like one of those things that it's like, yeah, that just happened as a child, and everyone else is like, that's not normal.
No, it's not.
It's like having to cover the smell of your father's brass spittoon. Apparently not a lot of people go through that anymore, but I sure as hell.
And Alex, your response back after I said that, you were like, so you like candy canes?
Yeah, candy canes are fine.
Yeah.
So you don't think that they're overrated?
I don't think they're rated that highly.
I think
they're kind of like the candy corn of Christmas candy.
Yeah, but candy corn's fucking overrated too.
Candy corn's fire.
Nobody likes candy corn.
Candy corn's great.
Dude, your fucking taste buds are so shit. They're so shit.
Taste buds argument. I can't wait for me to actually win one of these and have everyone on like the Twitter go, no, Jacob's right. It's like, what are you gonna do now, guys? Gonna yell at my taste buds some more because I like a food? Yes. I like carrots and ranch. I like a good baby carrot and ranch. Is that trash or is that good? I don't even know anymore.
Well, actually, I agree with Alex on this one. I don't really like candy corns either, but I know that other people do, and they're a hard one to gauge. And so but as for a candy cane, I think a lot of people love candy canes, and I don't think that there's a point to, because I don't like candy canes all that much.
Wasn't there a 60-minute report where everybody who likes candy corn's a psychopath, or am I misremembering?
No. I'm pretty sure that might be true. We got some evidence against it too.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's everyone who like picks on their friends or psychopaths.
Well, then we're all psychopaths, dude.
You take some candy corn, put it in icing, and eat it, dude. Fire.
It sounds like diabetes on.
It is, but it's so good. That's why I have so many teeth problems.
I was gonna say, fucking Christ, man! How often do you do this?
Every 2 weeks.
That's like the guy that takes a Hershey's bar and dips it in icing too, because that's a thing. Ooh. And you know what? You're asking for fucking cavities and diabetes.
My dentist right now is in an uphill battle to try and make me not need dentures at the age of 26. That's his only job, is to fix my mouth so that I just don't need like veneers or dentures. Yeah, that's what I'm putting up with. Well, that was the last story I had, gentlemen.
You know what's funny? I got to thinking about it halfway through the episode. We actually had a listener topic for a Florida Man episode. And
interesting.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. I can't find it. But I'm going to tell you that but I know the gist of it. I don't know when it happened, and I can tell you who submitted it.
Give me some buzzwords. I'll give it a Google.
Well, it was Patrick, one of our friends. He submitted a listener story here. Yep. I know you are. The listeners might not be. And of that, it was 2 men dress up in furry outfits and rob a place, and I don't remember what place it was. But
hold on. Florida man, one dressed in bull costume of trying to burn down house.
That's what
ragu
it was. That's what it was.
Okay. All right. So Florida man, one dressed in a bull costume accused of trying to burn down a house with ragu sauce.
Yeah.
What? Breaks into their ex-boyfriend's house and using ragu sauce to try and burn it down. I'm trying to figure out why their ragu sauce. What are they doing with it?
They're lighting it. They're using that to. They tried to Molotov. No, they tried to Molotov cocktail this. They put a hole in the top of the sauce and just lit it on fire and chucked it at the house.
Is that true? Or are you
no, I'm making that up. You know what? It's believable.
Oh, no, here it is. Here's what it is. He left I think he tried throwing it in the oven. He tried to make it look like the house burned down on accident, so he left the stove on. So I think he was trying to set a scene, like he was trying to make spaghetti. But he broke into his ex-boyfriend's house, stole several items, including a flat screen TV and a window AC unit. That's just practical. Let's see. The men initially denied the burglary, but when authorities went to the home, they found a burning pot of ragu sauce and a washcloth near the stove's burner, which appeared to be an effort to start a fire. That's where the ragu sauce was brought in.
Okay.
But what about the bull costume?
Yeah, what's up with that? They don't really mention that. I'm not seeing anything about a bull costume in here.
Not important.
I think it's just they saw it on a security camera that there's one dude dressed as a bull. Better than the wig.
I guess.
Oh, and this took place March 21st.
So March and January are the real trouble months for.
Yeah. A little bit of April too.
World War III and coronavirus, you know.
Mm-hmm. And then what happened in April? Just like the Tiger King, I guess.
Yeah, for the most part.
South started getting a little bit too much notice. Boy, I guess I guess what a stupid way to start a fire.
Is there? No, there is a good way to start a house fire. Never mind.
Yeah.
Don't tell.
Yeah, and we're not going to tell people how to do it.
I don't want to be liable for any of that.
Find out on the next episode.
Yeah, keep them wanting more. Let's go.
It turns out this may be my last episode after our lawyers are done with
Jason, guess what? We're going to give you a call, bud. You just got promoted from occasional guest to co-host.
Do I have to return my shirt then?
Oh, hey, why didn't you show everybody your shirt?
I got 2 more texts of people who want that shirt, by the way.
Really?
So I guess, listen, everybody, we'll look into it.
Damn, all right. Okay.
Yep.
Do you want to go ahead and do a readout, or?
I have your card.
That's fine. Do you want me to do it, or do you want to do it?
How about you do it? I'll mute myself.
Okay, cool. Hey, everybody. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. You can find us on Twitter at Can't Sit Still Pod. You can also send stories to our Gmail, which we would really appreciate. As you've seen tonight, we had a listener story that we were able to talk about and have a description on. Albeit one that we forgot completely about because it was like episode 3 that I received it, and now we're at episode 20, so it's a ways away, but we ended up getting back to it. So if you want to submit something, you can go ahead and submit that to can'tsitstillpod@gmail.com. We have a TikTok, 2020 broadcasting. We have one video there right now, and Jacob is supposed to be doing some others. I know he's working on some stuff in order to be able to do that. And eventually, it's going to be more than we're just working on some stuff. We're going to say, hey, we've got stuff. Go do some stuff.
Yeah. So, soon, we will have done things.
So, weren't you supposed to be muted? Who turned them back on?
No.
Who turned them back on?
Because I had something I wanted to say.
What was it?
For the Twitter, I started doing a thing here and there. Our Cut for Time segment. I'll put, so far I've only done mine, stories that didn't make the podcast, and I'll put them up there, but they're just as funny. And so if you want to see funny news stories that we didn't talk about on the podcast, you can go read for them for yourself on our Twitter.
And also the main reason as to why you are the only ones that's posting your stories is because Alex barely gets his, and I, if I'm lucky, get maybe one extra, and even then that's like one of those ones where it's like, it probably wasn't really worth getting in the first place, but I needed something. So that being said, though, we are working on trying to get back into an actual studio so that we can start recording together. But now that Corona's picking back up, we might just be stuck doing what we're doing now.
No, Alex is about to move back to town. We gotta wrap him in.
We'll get something figured out. That being said, though, like Jacob mentioned earlier in the episode, we have YouTube videos and we also have the audio. So if you're listening to us on the audio, please rate and review. If you're watching us on YouTube, please comment and subscribe. What a meme that is. And thank you everybody for watching. I don't think I missed anything. Anything from you guys?
No. Thank you everybody for listening.
Yep. Thank you everybody.
Bye.